everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm at the Bricks and Minifig store just outside Memphis, Tennessee in Collierville, and I'm joined by Brad and Talana and their son here, and they're going to be taking us around the whole store, kind of showing us some of the cool displays here, some of the humor that's on display, which we'll see here in a minute with this Jurassic World layout. So thanks so much for showing us around today.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming in, and we love having you.
So why don't we start with this section right here? Tell us about some of the dinosaurs and what we have going on here.
All right, so just to add some humor to it, I put the Giganotosaurus and the T-Rex fighting over which one's better, the left Twix bar or the right Twix bar, just as something to add flair. And then we have the Indominus escaping its fence area, letting all the herbivores out. And then over here, I think one of our employees did this, but we have the animated Lego Jurassic World Owen looking at the real movie Owen riding his motorcycle versus the truck.
Now, something else that caught my eye over here is this display stand, which the stand itself is very unique. So what's the story behind that?
That was here when we purchased from the previous franchise owners, but the sets in there are the older sets, very retired. You could almost call them vintage or the antique Lego sets.
Okay. Yeah. You've got the cool little like bubble, almost submarine view in there.
We've thought of one time of putting the dog in there, but it would not work, so we just decided to keep it as it was. Right. But I mean, it provided an excellent opportunity not only to showcase those items, but to kind of create a wall so the kids or even adults, and sometimes the adults are worse than the kids, of wanting to get in and play with the display. But our front window display seems to be well, actually the roller coaster died just as you drove up today, but we always try to keep something moving, if it's not a train going around or if it's a theme as well, during Christmas or the holidays or any special like the 4th of July, Memorial Day, those types of things, which are really big around here that a lot of people really, really celebrate.
Anything with moving parts knows when the camera is on its way, and that's when it decides to give out.
Absolutely. Yes, it's Murphy's Law. It is. Yes.
And that's another thing that we change out on a regular basis, just based on seasons like right now, summertime, we got the theme park. So we've always got something new going on, and it usually by the end of the day, there's all kinds of handprints on the windows from the kids or the adults looking into the window. So
that's kind of how we judge our traffic, is by the handprints on the windows. She had stated earlier about the employee builds, and this is an employee build where we had done a nursery rhyme. And we did Mr. Potato Head, and we did Hansel and Gretel, and had this whole thing with even Jack and the Beanstalk, going up toward the ceiling. So it was really exciting to see how involved the employees got. That after the employees do that, we will sometimes turn around and give a public challenge and say, hey, we're going to do a dinner scene Star Wars. Let's get your idea. And I mean, some of the imagination, and honestly, the kids have better ones than the adults do. They really do. I mean, they'll have Darth Vader eating with Princess Leia across the table. So it's really exciting to see what the kids come up with, and then the parents come in and try to match it. So it's exciting.
I love it. And now, of course, this section we have the bulk here. So what is your approach to bulk in this store? Do you divide any specialized parts out, or is it all just in these sections here?
No, that's a great question. We actually do, and we can show that here in just a minute, where we have all of the specialty pieces. Not all, some are mixed in here, but we do pull out a lot of specialty pieces. So for those people who are building mocks that may come in and just look for that one piece, we may have it back here. We also keep a lot of different colors that are a lot of Star Wars builders, mock builders. So we have like the special browns and the tans and stuff for them. But pretty much this is a big seller here. The kids love to come in, just play, they build. We kind of have a thing based on the size that they build. If they want to buy it, they can. We also have, the tubs where they can fill up the different sizes and take it. But this is something that we do very well on, and we also do bulk smashes. We try to do those at least once every 3 to 4 months, where we will just lay out all the bulk, and we have tons of tables of big totes and stuff, and we'll just have it across the entire store and close the store for like 2.5 hours. And people will purchase tickets, and we'll have snacks, and people come in and they have a fun time. We have a fun time too, and especially we just had one 2 weeks ago, and there was a father and a son that's building a Star Wars. What's the scene that they were building? I can't even think of it. The Death Star. And they were looking for 2 particular pieces, and we had everybody in the store. Even the other customers were all trying to help find these 2 pieces, and we actually found it like right at the 11th hour. We were able to locate them. So yeah, this is really a big seller for us.
One of my favorite things about visiting Bricks and Minifig stores is hearing the stories about people going through either bulk or like the build a minifig section, and just the hours that people spend over looking for parts or building the perfect minifig.
Oh, we do. We have folks that come in and will spend hours here. Absolutely.
We tried to duplicate and learn off of Lego Masters 1, the Greebling, and doing the car sign up there. But we seem to have a lot of cars. They, all puns intended, usually drive off, toward the weekend. A lot of people, especially the muscle cars and big construction vehicles. We just got a couple of those trades in last week, I believe.
Yeah, cars are big in Memphis. We have a lot of car shows. Actually, I think, about a month ago, there was a car show right at the back end of the mall. And so we were able to display a lot of those. So it's a big thing here in Memphis.
Yeah, this is a good time to mention then that your location is nice, because not only are you near Memphis, but you're also in kind of a mall area here, so there's lots of other stuff if you come out to the store as well.
Absolutely. The mall hosts movie nights once a month, and we set up a booth there, and we have tubs of Lego for the kids to play. We also give little giveaways to the kids, and sometimes we have a lemonade stand that our son will set up, trying to make money for a buddy of his and for charity. So they did very well the last lemonade stand. But yeah, it's something the mall constantly has type events going on.
Yeah.
So.
And we've got this big guy here. So what's the story behind this build?
He was another come with the purchase. He did, and one thing I wish that I had known, we have a Santa Claus, and we also have a Darth Vader. Darth Vader, unfortunately, being my favorite bad guy, has had his head knocked off. So it's kind of like the headless Darth Vader, but we also have, the Santa Claus as well. But no, this guy came with us when we purchased the franchise.
And as we keep making our way down here, you see more fantastic minifigures. Something that caught my eye as I was walking through the store earlier is this display case here, which is just a very unique way to kind of display all these minifigure accessories and parts kind of standing upright almost like this. So I like this. It's kind of a different looking display.
It is. That too came along with the purchase of the franchise, but we were very glad because that is a very good way to display all the weaponry, all of the say spider webs. If you're coming in looking for that particular, say, guitar, it may be in there. We have everything from warfare to the dinner table when it comes to accessories in there. Even maps and maps and I believe candy bars are sometimes in there as well.
We have a little mixture of everything. So. Mm-hmm.
And then behind you here is the minifigure building section. So tons of heads, torsos, whatever you could imagine.
Absolutely. And that probably is one of our biggest sellers, not just for the kids, but you'd be surprised how many adults come in and are actually building minifigs. So we try to keep a really good selection of parts for them to select from. And then, of course, the minifig is part of our party giveaway, birthday parties that we have that we'll talk about here shortly. The kids get to build their own minifig, so it's a big hit. So,
what is this section behind the counter here in terms of like organization and how you use that space?
Let's step on back if you like. As far as the organization, we try to get it because there's so many employees that come back here, and every now and then, if we cannot find what a particular person, be it a younger person or an adult, is looking for, we'll say, hey, come back here and look through it yourself. It should be organized, hopefully. And, you know, we've got them alphabetized in the larger tubs. We've got I'm sorry, in the medium tubs. Now, in the lower tubs, we've got them broken down in color. We haven't gone so far as to go with, you know, piece size, but what we will do is we will bring that tub out here on the counter. We'll give them what I call a courtesy tub, which is just another empty tub to where they don't have to look at the same piece twice. They will get a handful, say, oh, this is not it, you know, and they'll dump that handful. Usually we'll go through a couple of courtesy tubs, you know, until they find that exact part. But they do usually find that exact part. What we have up here are some of the custom Nutcrackers that one of our employees makes. We also do a class during the holidays. So when family comes in, excuse me, I'm sorry. When a family comes in town, a family will, say, reserve a spot for a class, and they'll come in as a family and build a family Nutcracker together, or each of them will have their own Nutcracker. We did a library time, and I forget the name of the book, but the duck and the goose, I believe, are talking to one another, but this was at a library reading time that we did. And I don't know if you can see laying down, but this was actually a motorized Nutcracker that we have up during Christmas. So when people are walking by, you know, the jaw is, or the mouth is actually going up and down. So, you know, lots of exciting little things make the whole. Yeah, they really do. But no, I mean, oh, it looks like John's in there.
He's getting all the good stuff.
And to avoid, you know, sometimes we don't always know it by a certain name that a customer will come in and ask for. So if we just cannot find what they're looking for, sometimes we'll say, hey, come in and look and see where we've glued that particular piece on, and get an idea of what you may be looking for. And while you're in there, you may find something that you weren't looking for. You know. So.
Now, these custom models you mentioned, is that just a seasonal thing, or can people come into the store and buy those throughout the year?
They can buy those throughout the year. We only do the classes during the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah, I love when there's custom models like that on display. Obviously, all the sets themselves are great, but it's really nice to have some custom stuff as well.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting just to see families come in and do building, and maybe they've never built together. Maybe they were just walking by and saw that we offer that class and say, oh, that would be a great, you know, family building exercise. You know, not so much a family building exercise, but a family exercise to do together as the holidays while everybody's in town.
And we've got, of course, the Star Wars minifigures here as well. So which one is your favorite down here?
Probably I really loved either the Mandalorians or the Clone Troopers. But I'd probably have to say my favorite one is the blue and purple Mandalorian in the back here, the blue and purple Mandalorian back there. I mean, they're just so cool. I mean, all their cool gadgets and wrist bracelets, stuff like that.
So this, we try to keep something going continuously for the kids to play with. Like these builds right here are some ones that kids did that they just came in and built and left them. And like I said, if they want to buy them, they can. But during the summer, and we try to do it during fall as well, we do Tuesday is STEM events, and Thursdays are make and takes. So every Tuesday between 1 and 4, we'll do some type of STEM event. We'll do the balloon car with the kids, or we'll do the tops, or we'll do a marble run. We do all kinds of different things. And then on Thursdays, we try to do a different make and take. So we have them by theme for the seasons. So we always have something interesting going on, whether it be summer or it be Thanksgiving or turkeys or nativity scenes for Christmas. And then we also have our superhero mosaic builds coming up here in the next couple weeks before the kids go back to school.
Yeah. So. Perfect. Once again, like the themed idea, I really like that. I think it gets people really interested.
Absolutely. Yeah, we try to keep that going continuously. It just brings in, the kids come in, and, you know, we say 1 to 4, but typically we just leave this out because kids come at different times when parents get off work and stuff. So, yep.
So we'll keep walking towards the back of the store here, and this is your kind of exciting event type space. You also have the comfy couch back here.
Yes, for the parents or for the children. It just depends on who's looking at that time, So, if or who's melting down. We've had everything from diapers changed here to parents fall asleep here. So it's kind of your multi-use couch right now.
But then back in this kind of nook, this area, what happens here?
Okay, well, this is our party room / classroom. We will teach our stop motion, do some of our STEM events back here. We will
Parties, that sort of thing.
Yeah, parties, birthday parties are our biggest item back here, our biggest service that we provide back here. It's we'll do a car race, and then after they've done the car race for a few minutes, then they will go to, say, another building event, which is what is that? It's a skyscraper?
It's like they're building like either the tallest or the strongest tower.
A tower build. Who builds the tower? Typically, usually the birthday boy or birthday girl usually wins the tallest tower. I don't know how that works out, but so they'll build one of those. They have the option to knock it down, which they usually do, and then we try to employ them to all help clean it up.
Destroying it is most of the fun.
Yes, it is, and it's something that I missed out on when I was a child. So I will every now and then just accidentally spill them, and get my son to come pick them up. So no, I don't. But no, I mean, and one real neat area back here, if we can go back here. It's kind of our temporary holding area, but this was when we talk about we buy, sell, and trade Lego, a gentleman had an idea at one time to build a UCS Millennium Falcon, and that's what we're looking at right here. So he ordered all the parts, went to different bricks and minifigs, and even came here to this one to gather pieces. Well, he got sidetracked, and over the years went by, and decided that he had lost interest, didn't want to build it any longer, brought it in to us and said, hey, I was going to throw this out. Excuse me, I was going to throw this out. Decided not to. I want to walk in. I want to donate it. Walked in, gave it to us, and we did purchase it from him. We purchased the pieces as bulk from him. And it took us about 2 months of really painstakingly and tediously putting this together, and I don't know the exact version that is, because I know that they're kind of denoted by the radar on the top. But the employee that we had, actually we had two that were kind of tag teaming this, really went through with a fine-tooth comb, and even the panels come off, and it's really exciting. I can walk over and actually show you that some of the panels that do come off, and of course we've got the one who always wanted to drive anyway. So just little things like this that help build the store as it is, and it's a story point, because every 4th of May the 4th be with you, we'll put this out on display, and it usually will be our crowning jewel. This past 4th, it was hovering above a display that we had, while the activity down in, say, Tatooine or one of the other mocks that we had built around this kind of a 3-sided area was going on. So it was kind of overlooking it all. So it may soon be time to retire it, because we've kind of overused it, but we still do enjoy having it and being able to tell the story about it.
Everybody loves a giant Millennium Falcon.
Everybody loves a giant Lego creation. It's very true.
This room also has some great art on display that I like, and the mosaics are really cool here as well.
We had, actually, this mosaic over here under I Create, we've had a lot of the kids come in and create these items, create the pixels, or create the stud art. So it's been really exciting to see how that does change from time to time. Usually we will put a posting out saying, hey, come in and create a 5x5 picture of something or a scene, and they will come and do that. Some of them are to say too tall to hang on the wall, and so we'll have to, display them as, say, a building or something. But we have a lot of involvement from the community, and of course, always want to see more. During the holidays, it really picks up as far as the amount of activity, because we do have those contest bills. We have competition among the employees. We haven't gone so far as to say, hey, win this one and you get a day off with pay. But I'm sure that now that one of my employees is overhearing me, she will probably say, hey, let's do a competition, because she's usually the one that comes up with the competitions as well and does a great job. I will say, and this is a shout out to our employees, we would not be able to do this without the excellent employees that we have. They keep us and educate us on a lot of areas that we miss.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much knowledge you need to have with past Lego themes, even just the current product line that's out there.
Absolutely, there is.
Well, we can get moving back towards the main section of the store. As we do that, one thing we haven't mentioned yet is all the sealed sets that are here. So I know we've seen some in sections, but obviously in addition to the bulk parts and the used sets, there's a lot of sealed stuff here as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we try to keep a new in box going. And we will even bring in a lot of, or not bring in, but a lot of retired sets come in as a buy, sell, or a trade. And somebody, the other day just wanted to come in and donate. I'm like, hey, we'll be glad to buy this from. Well, I didn't know that I could sell it to you, So, but yeah, this is probably something more that my wife could touch on as far as the sealed sets and the new in box. But before, this area is what I refer to as the area where the parents can play while the children watch, or while the children shop. But I'll turn that the new in box and sealed sets over to my wife.
Yeah. You can talk a little bit about, if you can, just kind of how you decide what to stock here, because obviously there's so much that Lego has for sale.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Basically, from our perspective, what is demand? Star Wars is huge here. Harry Potter is huge. Minecraft, oh my gosh, the kids go crazy over Minecraft. So we have a few select that folks are always looking for, but really, I try to keep a variety of new that just came out. Like I just purchased for the August release, but I also try to keep some of the older ones that they cannot find at a Walmart or a Target or a box store. We want to keep those here as well for them to be able to purchase. So, and we keep them by theme. We kind of separate them by theme. It kind of blends in here and there, but in the front wall when we were up by the bulk, that's where our big hitters are, like the Star Wars and the Minecraft and City and the superheroes. So.
Gotcha. And you were just talking about the employees that you have here and how they keep the store running. So you can see some of the work that goes on here on the counter over here. So what is happening in this section?
This is Juliana working on a trade that came in. It was built to the point that we could see that all the parts were there. And being a Hogwarts fan that she is, we said, hey, you take this one and run with it, you go. And she will not miss a curve or a brick on this. So, she is one of our area. She is one of the main staples that will help process a trade that we come in. And it may be, one or two minifigures that come in, or it may be, one that we have to take 10 trips out to a vehicle to help the person unload, which we've had several of those, in the last year. So it's been a blessing having employees that know the business almost, if not better than we do.
We can keep moving down this direction along the counter then, and you see a lot of smaller kits out front here, but then some older stuff on display back there as well.
Old. And the beauty of our customers, after you develop and really harbor a relationship and build a relationship with some of our customers, when they say either go to garage sales or yard sales or go to an auction, they'll pick stuff up and bring it in here and give it to us as gifts. And so a couple of these sets that you see, the older sets, separate couples have come in. One couple in particular has even spent their anniversary here. So they kind of like the store a little bit, but we give them a lot of attention too. So, but I believe the car set was a thank you gift from the couple that actually spent their anniversary here.
I love it. And you got the big Star Wars section up there.
We do. Yeah, we decided to be creative and put the recently released R2D2 along with the little R2D2 model and then the mini R2D2 minifigure. So I was just telling you that to see how many times I could say R2D2. But no, this is, and being so close to Le Bonheur and St. Jude, this is a big area, and they will come in looking sometimes for their patients, just as a pick-me-up, because these kids really do go through a lot. And then they see that, well, there's a doctor or a nurse keychain, and they'll get it for their doctor that they work for, or even get it for their patient and say, hey, whenever you're feeling down, had a lot of wonderful experiences with the St. Jude and Le Bonheur patients that do come in, and it's so amazing the heart and soul of these kids that they've come in 2 and 3 days after major brain surgery, or it's tear jerking. It really is, and that's one area that we are so proud to be a part of, is be a part of these kids' lives and be a part of the parents' lives, because the parents need support as well, and sometimes the parents just want to have another adult to just talk to and say, oh, my son or my daughter loves to build these Lego, and let the kid just run loose and in the store, or wheel their wheelchair around, or hey, can you help me reach this box while you and my mom and dad are talking. So it's really been a blessing being right outside of Memphis, but not too far away from Le Bonheur, St. Jude, and the children's hospitals that are here, to be able to reach out to those kids and provide an outlet. And I don't know many kids that don't like Lego. I still like Lego.
To that point too, we have a few very special patients that come to the store on a regular basis, and we will try to do it after hours because their bodies are obviously very compromised. But we have one very special. His birthday is coming up on Monday, but Chance, and Thomas actually built he has his own YouTube video, Captain Chance, and he actually built a Lego set with him here at the store to publish on his YouTube channel. So it is a blessing, and something that an outreach that we really enjoy doing. So.
That's the beautiful thing about the Bricks Minifig store, is just kind of the sense of community you can build with like regular customers and people coming in, and they get to know you guys, I'm sure, as well. So that's awesome.
Actually, yes, the moms, the mom and dads keep both Brad and I updated on the kids and their treatment and how they're doing, and it's a blessing. It really is.
So then keep moving down past the register here, and we get to the section that I think you mentioned a little bit earlier, but you see tons of the used sets here. There's a whole mix of years and themes on display in this section.
There are, and this is what we refer to as our Preloved Wall. Think about it. If somebody buys a set in a sealed box, they take it home, they have it on their shelf after they've built it, say, a couple months, a year, maybe even 3 or 4, several years even. Then they come in, they've carefully taken the effort to bring it in, say, in a box or wrapped in bubble wrap and styrofoam and cotton balls, and we've had it all come in the door that way. Why else call it anything other than pre-loved? Because somebody loved it enough to want to pay it forward and share that also, with somebody else. And so we figured, used is not really a good term to refer to it as, because used kind of implies that it's going to wind up in the dump. Mm-hmm. We want to try to prevent with recycle, reuse, reimagine. If it doesn't make it this far, at least they bring the bulk back into us. But yeah, with the pre-loved, these are areas that people and even some of our employees that have built and contributed to these. But the large majority of these are items that people have come in and decided to sell or trade in for, say, store credit.
So with a lot of these, will you have the instructions in like a box with them, or is it typically just what's on display here?
We do, and usually we will try. There was one that we put up yesterday that the box wouldn't fit where we decided to put it, so we do have it behind the counter. Some of them do have boxes. Usually the smaller ones don't always because the box is destroyed, but if they do have instructions, we try to carefully, wrap those instructions, so they don't get separated from that. But if they do get separated, we know, hey, it's been wrapped for pre-love, so we know that it's either still up there, or if the customer left without it, we can trace that down and let them know, hey, you left the instructions here. We want to get those instructions to you. It's kind of a draw, 50-50. They will have instruction booklets with them. Sometimes they don't. Very seldom boxes, but when the boxes are with them, kind of like the Western here, we try to include those, with them, or even make a note on the price tag that it does have box and or instructions with them.
So you mentioned the Western set. I did want to pick out a couple here. So obviously there's tons of great stuff on display in this whole section, but the kind of 90s type themes always catch my attention. So you've got this fantastic set here with the TP, the printed base plate with that river that runs through there is awesome.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, try to find that one, brand new.
But then also this pirate imperial one up here as well. Some of my favorite themes represented there. You've got kind of like the wrecked pirate ship there with the cannon in the middle.
Yeah, it's amazing the different themes that maybe a month or so from now we'll have just a strict Star Wars shelf. It didn't work out that way this month, but just the themes that and you can go up to the very top and see that we've got Harry Potter, and then you can drop down and see that we have modulars, and we even have an AT-AT mixed in with some of the modulars. So it varies, and it's very fluid. It's a very fluid display.
As we come back around to the front section here, then you've got kind of these glass cases out here. What is this section for?
These are what we kind of refer to as our price point, or our children's cases, where if they have allowance money or birthday money, or if that money that grandma gave them is just burning a hole in their pocket, they come in and they find something that is affordable, that they would still be able to carry some money home with them, but maybe this is their first Lego. And they don't want to purchase something that's in a box, or even go so far as to think out of the box for the bulk. They'll buy something that's already put together, that's either like a $4, $6, $8, or $10 price point, and they can disassemble it. They can put it back together, and through that practice, they can realize I can make other things, or hey, I want to go back to the store and put a pair of wings on this car that I just bought, because we all know that cars need wings on them. They drive themselves nowadays, so why not put wings on them? But and every now and then we'll run out of space up on the Preloved Wall, and we'll put an overflow item in here. But it's really. And sometimes even a grandparent will come in, or somebody think, hey, I thought of you, and I wanted to pick this up for you. Just a little I thought of you present.
These are the gateway displays. Just one little car, one little building, whatever, and then all of a sudden, I've got to go back and get more and more.
Absolutely.
Or you end up buying the franchise. Yeah. So that's how it happened for us. So
you never know how far it might take you. I love that. Well, that kind of brings us back up to the front here. I think the final section is kind of these glass displays on the corner, which has, you mentioned the treehouse set earlier that you really like here, this haunted house.
That. Yeah, that was almost therapeutic for me, and it's probably because growing up I wanted a treehouse along this line so bad. But,
who doesn't? I mean, what kid doesn't?
Well, yeah, he got his treehouse, and I think we fight for time in it, don't we? As far as how much who gets to play in it the most, especially with that big 2-story slide that I put in there for me, for you, yes, because I don't fit in it anymore. But no, the treehouse is and actually we have one in the back that is being built that I'm actually thinking about disassembling to the point and putting the light kit in it, because I just love the treehouse so much, and that would probably become the store treehouse, you know, where we would use it in displays, maybe in a fall scene or a spring, you know, say a camp out scene or you know, something along those lines. But we have additional pre-loved in these cases, and even some of our you know, our Nutcrackers, as you know, our custom build Nutcrackers, as we showed earlier.
Yeah, well, this is fantastic. There's so much great stuff in the store here, and of course, you've got the party section as well. So, for people who maybe can't make it in the store, though, do you sell online, or how does that work?
Well, actually, we have not opened up an online store yet, but we will ship. We have a lot of people that call and will ask, or they're looking for a specific set, and we will absolutely package it the best we can, especially if it's a pre-loved, but we will ship it to them. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then beyond that, what's your larger presence like online if people want to kind of keep up with the store? What type of social media?
Facebook right now and Twitter. They can get us at Bricks and Minifigs at Carriage Crossing, Collierville. And that's where we mainly post and keep track of everything that we've got in the store. So,
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you all for taking us through the store here today. It's a fantastic place. Everyone watching, if you are ever in the Memphis area, make sure to check out the store here, and you won't be disappointed. There's even a giant minifig in the window. We didn't mention that earlier, so we got to get that in there.
We call him Frank. Why? It's just when we came with the store, we decided Frank. So when we got the store, we decided
Frank is Frankenstein during Halloween, and he's sometimes Santa Frank and Claus during Christmas. So we have fun with Frank, and even sometimes Brad walks around with his head on. So yeah.
last night.
So you can come out and say hi to Frank and check out all the awesome products here. But thank you both so much. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for making yourself available.